Hi, everybody, and welcome to the halftime show. The Browns are losing 13-7. Dustin Hopkins should not be allowed on the field again. His head's fucked up, and he doesn't give you a chance to even make a field goal. Every kick is exactly the same. It hooks to the left. Sound like Cade York? Does to me, too. The other thing is, Pittsburgh isn't winning. Jameis Winston is helping them win. And if you're supporting this guy as the multiple-year signee for this team, you're condemning them to exactly what you're watching today. Another interception that he had no business throwing. I mean, he just threw into a pile of humanity, a sea of humanity. And of course, they ended up intercepting the ball, and then that gets them the motivation to go in and score a touchdown. Their field goal kicker can kick. Other than that, there's nothing surprising about this, except that the Steelers aren't beating us worse. I suppose that's somewhat surprising. I don't care if he has a 10-year deal. Can't afford to put him out on the field. Bring your practice squad kicker up and let him sit the rest of the season. His head's fucked up. And you can tell he just has no idea where the ball's going. Well, he does. It just goes in the same place every time. No matter what the angle is, it goes wide left. Every one of his misses has been wide left. So you figure it out. Yeah, and I think that's what it comes down to. It gets into a player's head and, yippee-yi-yo-ki-yay. Absolutely. And this, why is Kevin smiling on the sidelines? What is he going to do? He was told that he's going to come back next year. He's got a job. That's why he's smiling. Let's see if there are any other questions that I can answer. Hi there, Big Lurker. How you doing? Yeah, the fact that George Pickens isn't out there, that helps us, but it kind of helps the Steelers avoid 15-yard penalties at the same time. Yeah, Jameis is a flake. Sorry. Is Cade York available? No. You mean Ozzy? Oh, that Newsome. Gotcha. 8 of 19. That's what Jameis Winston is, with an interception. You love him, don't you? Half of the Browns fans love him because they're just as dumb as the owner. That's why they support the Dome. They're just ready to be raped. They're like, rape me, Jimmy, rape me. It isn't that the Browns defense is playing terribly. I don't understand why Warren isn't the regular running back. Why they even bother bringing the other guy, Najee, into the game? Browns can't tackle Warren. Never have been able to. Never will be able to. He would run for 200 yards against the Browns if he had more play time. Just don't tell Tomlin that, because he might actually do it. I hate to make comments like that, Wolfgar. It takes a long time. And I can tell you this. I had a knee replacement that, and this was back a number of years, and I wanted to come back and play tennis after the knee replacement. Now, I'm not a professional athlete, but I was back on the tennis court hitting balls from the baseline after 5.5 months. However, my leg was still swollen and I had limited mobility. And at the end of a year, I was playing with the guys and playing doubles. I couldn't play singles anymore. But I was talking to my surgeon, and what he said to me is cell regeneration, it takes 2 years after a knee replacement for the body to regenerate the cells. So I'm not going to say he's washed at this point, because that would be presumptive. And from a biological perspective, it takes a long, long time to get back what there is. The fact that he is, out there just speaks to his intensity, Well, it's not over yet, Tony. I don't write anyone off until there are people who wrote Saquon Barkley off. So it can happen. One way or the other, it can happen. Yeah, and I don't think the Steelers are a good team. I really don't. They would be just blasting Cleveland off the field. Cleveland can't put together anything, and one pass. That's the only thing that Jameis Winston did the whole half. And get used to it, Christopher. This is why I say I don't give a shit. I really don't. Cavaliers won yesterday. They're playing again on back-to-backs at 6:00 today. That's what I'm looking forward to, a team with spirit that actually tries. Did you see Evan Mobley score 41 points? Isn't that something? A player who is overachieving. What a concept, isn't it? You all go ahead and ride with the Browns. They're really a bunch of underachievers. Let's see what else, because I don't have anything to say. I might as well share what you guys are thinking. Yeah, Ken, absolutely. You can't just, you know what it's like? It's like the Guardians re-signing Shane Bieber, but he's not going to pitch until halfway through next season. So, it takes time, and people want to rush, but it doesn't work that way. So there's that. What's sad is that Minka Fitzpatrick hasn't been run over by a car and crippled by now. He's the one who ended this part of Nick Chubb's career. You got a lot to fix, David. You got people who are just whiffing at the line of scrimmage, letting guys into the backfield. And it's been that way all season. And they don't have any good backups. You know what I've noticed, Ron? Winston is at his best when he's moving out of the pocket, when his primary goes down, and he looks downfield because he's a big play quarterback. But when he has to stick within a system, he's not very good. He missed Njoku going across the middle wide open. He just doesn't read well. Not like Deshaun Watson, who can't read from a book well. He doesn't read defenses well. And as far as Deshaun Watson is concerned, he doesn't have the arm anymore and the physical capabilities or the mental capabilities to play in the NFL again. So I'm very opinionated about this, I know, but Jameis Winston is strictly a big play quarterback, and it goes both ways, big plays for his offense and big plays for the opposing defense. So that's kind of what we have. Yeah, Tori, that's what you want, a guy who throws 3-yard passes. No, I don't have any stem cells in me. No. No, that didn't happen. And everyone should know this, but the fans want something now, yet they're willing to put their money into a dome. That's a ridiculous situation. And Russell Wilson, no, he doesn't have the arm that he used to have, but he's got enough to beat the Browns. I agree. Fuck the Heat. I don't like the Heat. Sound like an old Jewish guy. I don't like the heat. It's too damn hot. I don't like the humidity. Oi. All right. Why would they be? It's Cleveland. Come on. I'm surprised that they called the push off on the no-name Steeler receiver on Newsome. I swear to God, a crippled old man like me could push Newsome off. He's a not so mighty midget. Will Haslam be pulling for Tennessee against the Buckeyes? Well, I'd stand up and show you what Haslam can pull, but I would get thrown off of YouTube and it wouldn't help either of us. Yep. Mobley is evolving in the right direction, and that's nice to see. Yeah, and I agree. You got to sit Dustin because his head's fucked up. And believe me, Kevin Stefanski isn't going to put him into the game with the game on the line. There's just no way. I mean, you're going to trot him out if the game is within inside of a field goal for a win or a loss. Are you going to put that on his shoulders? I don't think. Total offense for the Browns, you're correct, Rick May, 124 yards. That is offensive. And yes, his prayer is being answered because he hasn't thrown a pick six. But he'll throw more interceptions in the second half because the further behind he gets, you see, and he puts himself behind with his mistakes, and he won't admit they're his mistakes. They're just nature's follies. Then he has to pass every time. And then the more he throws, then the better chance there is for the big pick six. I think everybody in Cleveland hates Minkah Fitzpatrick, and I would like to see his legs run over by a car and crushed so he'd never play football again. And I'm dead serious about it. Just like the Houston Texans guy who laid out Trevor Lawrence. I think it's just pathetic. They suspend him for 3 games, and then he comes out and he goes, "I'm your villain." It's like, get rid of him for the rest of the year. And if he wants to talk back, end his career and throw him out of the league. There's no place for this. No place whatsoever. I'm not going to make a comment on that, but it's funny. Oh, God. Yeah, that was the definition of offensive pass interference. You're right, Jim. I mean, that was like a shove, not a push comes to a shove, just a shove. Why? What? I don't know what Kirk Herbstreit did, so I really don't know. So you'll have to explain that to me later. And Christopher is saying the Browns will win today. Well, with that, we leave you, but we have a post-game show for you right after the game. Let's see what happens. We settle in. The Browns get the ball first to see how quick it takes them to go 3 and out. Thanks a lot for watching this halftime show. I'll be back with you after the game. Until then, go Browns. Wahoo.